In the news this week, bereaved goat takes revenge for slaughtered family. Nigerian children at risk of being deported by President Trump react.
No.
Government assures Nigerians that efforts are in place to prevent future flooding. And now, it's the other news.
And here's your host, Okey Bakassi.
Thank you. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the other news, your weekly stroll on the lighter side of news. My guest this week is Mr. Timothy Adewale of SERAP. Thank you. Later on the show, we revisit old and new scandals with our correspondents Binta Bhadmus and Daniel D Humorous. But first, it's the other news headlines. In Anambra State, one of the aspirants in the recently concluded PDP governorship primaries, Chief Ubah, is not a happy man.
I have not, for once, gained one single thing from PDP in my entire life.
You have not gained anything? My brother, Shebi, you know politics is not a business like that.
I am not in this business.
Oh, maybe it is. Oh, within Asabi. All right. Saudi Arabia has issued a decree that will officially allow women drive cars for the first time in the kingdom's history. Some Saudi women took to the streets to celebrate. And when their surprised husbands asked them when and where they learned how to drive, the women said, you know now. Well, over to the Republic of Guinea now, where a suspected thief was so impressed that the police managed to catch him that he congratulated them. He said, Olokpa, Ona try you upon all my skills. Hey, Ona really try. Okay, I beg, unlock this handcuffs small, make I toilet for now. All right, prominent Zimbabwean pastor and opposition figure, Evan Mowarire, has been arrested by the Mugabe government during a church service. So the next time you are in church and you hear, lift up your hands, brothers and sisters, watch out. It may just be the police. And in our final headline, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Walter Onoge, has approved the establishment of special courts to try corruption cases. But before they start wasting money on building new corruption courts, I'd like to suggest that they use this existing location. Yes, after all, it looks like a court. It seems very comfortable. And many of the corruption suspects are already there. According to the EFCCO, it's not me saying. Okay, to other matters now. The National Assembly resumed from its recess on Tuesday this week. Senators and representatives had spent their 7-week holiday telling us just how much they are paid.
You can't be asking me on national television to come out and say, this is what I earn. It's not done.
Yes, it's not done. But it can be done, though. Some senators found time to practice their true calling. That's my guy. I like that guy. Well, and someone even accused the senators of being vampires. So after chopping life and chopping insults for 7 weeks, our distinguished honorable legislators returned to the corruption court. The National Assembly. They were seen smiling and patting each other on the back as they returned to the urgent business of earning their sitting allowance. Yeah, you guessed right. For one senator, however, there was a small surprise waiting. Only days earlier, Senator Dino had said that the recall process against him was expired. But he seemed to have forgotten that the expired thing, na in the poach person. Well, the distinguished senator did not get a chance to sit down at Senate plenary because his recall wahala came calling. Staff of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, arrived at the National Assembly complex with Dino must go bags. Ghana must go back, to serve Senator Miller his petition. Suddenly, this same Senator Dino Daniel Miller, who had clashed with the lioness of Babylon and still trolled her by dancing in the lion's den, was nowhere to be found. One newspaper reported that he fled the National Assembly once the INEC officials were cited. Could it be that he was afraid of a few INEC staff? I doubt. Oga Dino, if you allow INEC serve you the recall petition, you no go die you. Okay. Yeah, my guest is a lawyer and an activist. He's also the Deputy Executive Director of the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a resounding welcome to Mr. Timothy Adewale. Yes, it's good to have you here today. Because there are too many things I would like you to shine light on. First of all, what is SERAP?
SERAP means Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project.
Well, yeah, we've said that.
Yeah, so the name itself shows, what we stand for. Okay. Socio-Economic Rights and, of course, Accountability Project.
Okay, so what do you guys do?
Now, talking about socio-economic rights. Basically, for us, it's all about right to health, education, work, and housing.
So all our small rights that they've been playing with since, and we did not even know.
Yes,
so you guys are the ones making sure that those rights are not trampled on.
Yes, that's a socio-economic.
Fantastic.
Then we do accountability.
Okay, that's the social part of it.
Yes.
Then there's the accountability part of it. Okay, fantastic. Recently, you guys submitted a petition to the International Criminal Court saying that all administrations since the reintroduction of democracy in Nigeria, that's about 1999, that they've committed crimes against humanity. What does that mean? I mean, shed more light.
It was with regard to the corruption in the electricity sector.
Okay.
Because sincerely we believe that you cannot be talking about Nigerians' right to access electricity, to adequate housing, without talking about their right to electricity too.
Okay.
Now, of course, there's no way you live in a house without electricity. It doesn't make sense anyway. So we felt since 1990 date, it seems as if there were deliberate actions to make sure that Nigerians continue to live in darkness.
Fantastic. Now that you have touched an area that has been very contentious and we have always worried about, and it appears to me we don't even know our right. Are you saying that as human beings we are entitled to have shelter, but we also have a right to have electricity?
You see, you don't just travel to Geneva, to Vienna, to New York to sign treaties, only for you to come back and do something else. In law, we say pacta sunt servanda. What should be your bond? You see, Nigeria is a party signatory to so many international treaties, covenants. Mention it. In fact, there's one that says International Covenant on Social-Cultural Rights that makes all these provisions.
Okay.
So, Nigeria...
And we are signatory to it.
Yes, we know.
So we'll just go there, travel, sign, we'll come back and we don't do.
Honestly speaking, that's what we do. So, SERAP said, you can't continue to do that.
Yeah.
If you said we are going to do this, then what should be your bond?
Yes.
Do it.
Keep your promise.
I know, sincerely speaking, you see, what made us to say, let us go to ICC?
Yes.
Each day you keep hearing about Nigerians dying because of generator fumes.
Yes, carbon monoxide poisoning.
You cannot continue to count the number of Nigerians that have died.
Both reported and unreported.
Honestly, in the north, east, west, everywhere. And you see, this was simply because someone somewhere knows that, of course, I don't care anyway. So are we saying that should not amount to acts against humanity?
On the accountability side, after the report came out on the earnings of the National Assembly, your NGO also wrote to Saraki saying the sky will not fall if you publish the earnings of senators. So why do you think the senators will listen to you guys, knowing that if this sky falls, it may fall on them?
Honestly speaking, to be frank, it was simply because we felt, we can't just continue to fold our arms. Yeah. Someone somewhere said, these and these are the earnings and emoluments of our senators. Yeah. And there was no response
They kept quiet.
They kept quiet. And we felt,
And they said they will not answer.
you know, and we felt,
Say something.
If Nigerians are made to believe what, you know,
If you claim we voted for you,
honestly speaking, so we
tell
said
us.
that we wrote them. So say, I mean, 10 Nigerians, 7 will not fall. Let us know. You know, and you know one funny thing. It could be possible that they are not even earning enough.
Yes.
That Nigerians will come and decide.
Say yes.
That honestly speaking, these people they are helping us. So let us decide that maybe you are not earning enough.
Enough. So let us add to it.
You know,
Hold your thoughts there. Okay. We'll be back. We'll definitely be back, and we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us. It's still the other news. Yeah, it is still the other news, and our guest Timothy Adewale of SERAP is still very much here with us, and we'll continue our conversation. Yeah. Now let's talk about the NGO bill. Okay. What is it about? It is generating so much controversy. What is this bill about?
If you look at the preamble to the bill, you know, something like a bill to regulate, you know, monitor, whatever, civil society.
Yeah.
And for us, we felt, I mean, in a democratic setting, we should not be talking about this. You know, that's not to say that we support some CSOs anyway that have been alleged to be involved in some shenanigans. No. Okay. Look at the critical provisions of the bill to know whether will this not gag civil society? Will civil space not be shrinked? You know, so in fact, as a matter of fact, there are copious provisions of the bill that you clearly look down and you say, man, we are not in North Korea. This is Nigeria, a country that claims to be a democratic nation. You know, when a bill says you come to a board, to a commission to register every 2 years, you come to register, the board can at its own whims and, you know, just cancel or suspend your registration if it's not in national interest or if the minister decides otherwise. And you know one funny thing about the bill? The bill says the decision of the minister is final. You cannot even go to court.
Wow.
Trying to ask the judicial court. Wow. So you see, there are so many of what they try to defend it that you see is going to be
because that was going to lead to my next question, because Senator Jibril, who is the sponsor of this bill, says it's in the interest of Nigerians, you know, that this bill, you know, comes into existence. You know, and knowing that you're also an NGO, which means this bill threatens your existence.
The truth must be told.
Is that why you're fighting?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Not necessarily. You know, because we felt...
But is it truly in the interest? Because, you know, some of these NGOs, there are allegations that they are used for money laundering, that they are used for all manner of things. So we use them to commit fraud.
What about the credible ones?
Yeah, so is there no way?
You know, in my place, they said there's this proverb that you don't, because you have headache, you know, decide to cut the head. Yeah. You know, sincerely speaking. You know, because you said some.
That's a nice one.
You know, sincerely, you see, there are credible NGOs, and confidently I can assure you of that. You see, you don't, because of some few NGOs that are involved in shenanigans, decide to, you know, to gag the credible ones. I know for organizations like SERAP that likes to look at government in the face and say, be accountable, they were in trouble.
Yes, okay, yeah. Now that you talked about looking at government in the face, what other wahalas have you guys been giving government?
Well, if you say wahala, for us, you see anything in the best interest of Nigeria, cut us in. That's what we do.
You know, it's interesting. The government is acting in the best interest of Nigeria. SERAP is acting in the best interest of Nigeria. All of you guys are acting in our best interest.
I think the first piece. I think the first piece.
So why are you people not disagreeing?
You know, the first piece for itself.
You know, on a final note, you know, you operate in an environment where it's corruption infested, and you're talking accountability, social justice, and the likes. How do you insulate yourself from corruption?
The first thing is we recognize our limitation. We are very modest. You see, nobody will not beat our chest to say, okay, you can't buy me. No, we are very modest. We recognize that fact.
Okay, that's so humans first.
Yes.
We recognize that you're humans.
We recognize that fact.
It's a good thing to start with.
We recognize that, honestly speaking. Yeah. See, can I be bought? Well, but see, the truth is this, we try to protect ourselves so that we don't put ourselves in situations whereby it easily comes like that.
You know, when a Nigerian says, you know, we recognize that we are human beings, but we protect ourselves. It's just like a National Assembly member speaking. You're sounding like a government official.
Let me be categorical now.
You're sounding like...
No, what we are saying is this, first, you know the limitations, then you need to protect yourself.
When they do our own thing.
Honestly. So,
thank you for talking to us.
Thank you so much. Okay. It's actually been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Legend has it that one night, Lord Lugard's girlfriend, Flora Shaw, whispered a word into Lugard's ear. She said, Nigeria. And Lord Lugard said, yeah, that's what we'll call this baby. And so a country was born. From that humble beginning, Nigeria has come a long way. Back in 2000, I was afraid that Nigeria would be a fool at 40. Well, here we are, about to celebrate 57 years of independence. Nigeria's founding fathers might not recognize the country that they gave birth to. But then again, some of these founding fathers have become non-retiring fathers. They have refused to leave the scene. Nigeria was always an ambitious project. The statesman Obafemi Awolowo said, Nigeria was a mere geographical expression. The writer Chinua Achebe, in his later years, said, Nigeria was once a country. And the philosopher E. Abdul Karim said, Nigeria jaga jaga. In spite of everything, Nigeria has survived colonialism, a bloody civil war, terrorist attacks, and that goal that Yakubu Ayigbeni missed at 2010 World Cup. And that one makes me pass. We are the country of gari and soup, of amala and begiri, of banga and starch, of tuwo shinkafi and miyantashi, of apple and ofu nsala. We are the nation of change. We're also a nation of charge and bail. Nigeria is a land of dreamers, thinkers, and doers. The only problem is that sometimes the country makes us do many things to survive. It makes us think too much and dream of going abroad permanently. May we see that thing that those are our founding fathers who have ruled and gone away and come back to rule again, see in Nigeria. Some of our irresponsible, embezzling fathers are trying to drag the country in the other direction. But most Nigerians are striving to make the country better. Happy 57th birthday, Nigeria. May the labors of our heroes past and present not be in vain. We love this country. Thank you. Our special correspondent, Binta Bhadmus, has been tracking some bad behavior in our political space. Take it away, Binta.
Thank you, Okey. In the most popular edition of America's Got Scandal in 1998, Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky took home the first prize. Back here in Nigeria, scandals are as popular as public holidays. Now, they say age ain't nothing but a number. Yeah, and that's why some politicians, civil servants, and even footballers would end up tampering with their ages. Some politicians who were 70 years old 10 years ago actually celebrating their 65th birthday this year. And our sports guys, they will always retire at 28 to spend the rest of their lives with their great-grandchildren. But Buhari did the unthinkable. Now, he shifted his birth year from 1970 to 1963, thereby making himself older by 7 whole years. Who does that? Well, you guys know I'm talking about Salisu Buhari, right? And not the other don't cross the red line. Okay, the Speaker of the House of Representatives in 1999, Salisu Buhari, did not only edit his age, he also allegedly produced his own very NYSC place of assignment and a degree certificate from the University of Toronto. Wow. Say what you want to say about him, but the man was thorough. Almost thorough. Mama Peace had a moment of sorrow when the Chibok girls were kidnapped by Boko Haram in 2014. And, a tears of sorrow actually touched the nation in our very, very funny bones. Well, you Nigerians, rather than join the then First Lady in a moment of sorrow, you decided to make that moment into a moment of skits, songs, and remixes. Why? Why, Nigerians? Okay, guys, it's time for the #1 sport, and that's the one I've been waiting for. It's called the Wealthy Terrorist Scandal. Now, conventional wisdom has it that terrorists are always from poor and deprived backgrounds. And rich kids always have it hard, learning self-control and keeping things in their pants. But in 2009, Omar Farouk Abdulmutalab did an amazing thing by merging the two conflicting worlds of wealth and terrorism. He actually attempted to blow up a transatlantic flight in the United States. Yeah, he stuffed a homemade bomb in his underwear. But being the rich kid that he is, he found it difficult keeping those things in his pants, and the bomb was detected. So right now, the poor guy is serving a life imprisonment in an American prison, plus an extra 50 years. Too sad. Well, that's it on the countdown this week, people. Over to you, okay?
A round of applause for Binta Bhadmus, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Binta. I had forgotten about some of those scandals. Well, still to come, our special correspondent, Daniel the Humorous, has a few thoughts of something that happened recently. It's still the other news. Last week, he was whining about musicians and generally running his mouth. We now turn to our easily provoked correspondent, Daniel the Humorous, to tell us what is scratching his baby again this week.
To all you young people who like to post everything about your life on social media, Snapchat, Insta Story, and even stories that touch. Well, see the story of former British Airways staff, Joanne Wickeden, who has lost her job now as a result of her ranting on Snapchat.
I'm here, getting ready to go to work, put on a yellow life jacket, point out the exits, hand out chicken or beef. What sort of Friday night is this for me?
I can relate with you, Joanne. I don't also play with my Friday nights. That's why I even accepted this job, because I only work Wednesdays and Thursdays. They're not born and well to employ me for this job on Friday night. But for you to now go further and say this about our people, Nigeria, now there you cross line.
All the Nigerians are going to be there like, give me Coca-Cola, give me beef. Why you have no beef left? I want beef.
That's right. Now there we get problem. How dare you? How dare you, young girl? How dare you? But then again, I don't blame you. I blame the federal government of Nigeria, who has not given us a national carrier till date. If we had Nigeria Airways or Virgin Nigeria or even ARIC, we won't have Smalley like you talking about us like that. Of course, we will need more beef. Ironically, the beef in the UK is fatter than the beef in Nigeria. The cows are fatter in UK than the cows in Nigeria. But once they fry them, somehow, UK beef will slim, Nigeria cow will swell. And that is why we like our meat big. If we had a national carrier, then we would have had enough beef, because everybody knows that the standard number of meat in a Nigerian dish is at least 3. But not to serve us like that. Why won't we ask for Coca-Cola? If we had our national carrier, of course, we would have been drinking palm wine and even smashed out. But no, they will insult us. I don't blame you. It's our national carrier that we don't have that I blame. And then the aviation agencies, what are you doing about this? Always lowering the standards. Fan, it's time to fan some breeze into the system. Nama, stop behaving like cows. I don't know if the names of your organizations are affecting you. And then come to think of it, Nigerian passengers want to follow for this problem too. You people will be boarding planes with excess luggage, and yet you will not pay for your excess luggage. They will tell you, madam, your luggage is excess. You say, don't worry, let me go and mix it in my bag. And you start to do physics at the airport, mixing luggage. Pay the excess. If you don't want to pay, you finish that one, you go to duty free. Only you. Buy biscuit, buy chocolate, buy everything. 1 passenger, 8 carry-on baggage. Buy your private jet, now let's rest. And then you enter an aircraft, you don't understand the kind of food they are eating. You will be ordering because you have a false sense of entitlement, and you believe because you paid, you should eat everything. Next thing, you will go and stand in a long line in the toilet of the aeroplane. It's bad. Again, if we had our national carrier, they would have known that we have more need for bigger toilets. Therefore, instead of the normal 8 toilets in the aircraft, we would have had like 46 or 64 on our own national carrier. But no! So government, step up to your responsibilities. We need our own national carrier. Because look, the next time any small girl from any country will come and insult us in the face, we will march peacefully to Aso Rock and meet Mr. President and say, Mr. President, the pit goes.
And the boom. Skia.
All right, Dan, I hear you loud and clear. I don't know what to do with this guy. Well, they said the man who offers his head to be used as in breaking coconuts should not expect to eat from it, because you never can tell if he will survive. Well, you can keep up with us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at The Other News CTV. That's it for today on The Other News, ladies and gentlemen. But let's do it again next week. My name is Okey.